have more creators in this generation and innovators as well, because this gentleman started his journey in the 1940s. Yeah, my dad was just an idea by then. My granddad was still wearing those shorts, the independence shorts. Yeah, yeah. But right about now, we have a gentleman in the building. This guy, he's responsible for literally all the good products that you hear on your radios. Kama unasikia kitu yote ni product mbaya, just know that this gentleman and the next one are not responsible for that. In the building right now, I want to welcome a super creative innovator and producer, Musyoka.
Thank you, Brian.
Wacha nikusalimie. Unajua ndio ukiina watu niseme sisi nao mikono. Musyoka, how are you, man?
I'm good, I'm good.
Totally fine to see you, man. Unaka fresh.
Thank you.
Unaka pesa.
Kabisa.
You wanted to complain there.
Ukikataa hizo baraka zitaishia.
Yeah, true story, but
so
just
accept them.
Just a brief intro. Labda nimekupiga intro and doesn't fit the description or it surpasses the description.
Well, it depends. I mean, it's all about perspective, yeah. But I mean, I do music. It's my innovation. That's the career path that I've chosen. Yeah.
When did you start your music journey? Because most of the people want to know, unajua kuna kongana zile stories za walami, where someone goes like, I was sleeping in my room, then I heard a voice. No, just tell us, how did you meet your music, that is?
Okay, for me, I started drumming at a young age, maybe around 7, 8. But professionally, I signed my first recording contract in 1997. So I've been professionally doing music for 21 years.
21 years?
Yes.
That's it for the program. No, I'm kidding. It's like, up next is the bold and the beautiful. But yeah. You've worked with so many acts.
Yes.
Uko Flani, Mau Mau.
Yes.
I'm seeing some of the music that you did back in the day. And you've transitioned. What has made you consistent? What do you do to make sure that you're consistent over the years?
Innovating. Just keeping up with the times and trying to adapt to how the environment and the marketplace shifts. So you have to have your game on top, and then you just have to have your ear on the ground and listen to what the people they want.
Musyoka, do you sing?
Yes, I do sing.
Ebu sing. I dare
in the shower, I mean.
No, just try. I want you to try it out. Like, so many people out there like, huyo anaondanga mziki kweli huyo. Like, can you sing? Like, even a hymn?
Of course I can sing. But I mean, I don't sing professionally like a musician, but I can direct, and my voice is on some of the choruses of the songs I've done. Like Nonini's song Furahide. I'm the one who sang the chorus. Then Just a Band, Hahe, the Makmende song, I did the chorus. Yeah, and I do a lot of harmonies and background vocals on songs that I do. So
how do you identify a talent? Like, when someone walks into your studio, what's the first thing? What's the Musyoka traditions? What do you do to make sure that you know if you're signing that artist or not? Okay,
people won't walk into the studio because it's not a shop. You're not coming to buy a product. Music is a creation process, and a lot of it is what determines something is what happens at the background. So for us, for the label, when we are looking for, we are scouting for talent, I mean, you have to be a charismatic person. You have to have the it factor. I mean, you have to be somebody who can be molded into something that people can appreciate and consume. And the end product for us is music. Yeah, so you have to be an entertainer. You have to be a born entertainer.
Kenyan music scene.
Yeah.
What's your take on the Kenyan music scene? Because most of the people out here are saying, I don't listen to Kenyan stuff. And what baggage is it to the industry in itself?
I mean, there's no baggage. I mean, music is a very subjective subject. And everybody has his own opinion. Everybody has their own ideologies of what it should be and what it ought to be. And everybody experiences music differently. And I mean, there's a lot of local fan support. What for me I can see as our biggest challenge is that the marketplace has opened up and the competition is also not sleeping. So we have to pull up our socks as entertainers and as stakeholders in the music industry to try and match to what currently the consumers are listening to. Because I don't believe the consumer's ear can split between Chris Brown, Wizkid, Sauti Sol, Nyashinsky. Yeah. The same ear that listens to Chris Brown is the same ear listening to Nyashinsky or P-Unit. So it's for us to give the consumers what they want. Music is a product. just like any other product. If today you make a bad potato, you can't go and sell bad chips. Nobody will buy it. So you have to package your product well, you have to brand it well, you have to understand your customers well, and then give them that. And I mean, we have songs that have become big songs in this country and even going to become big songs continentally and also perhaps internationally. So I don't think we are crippled a lot in the creativity department. We just need to step up a bit. We just need to raise the bar up a bit. And, you know, there was a time Kenyan music was like the holy grail of
Holy grail. Hallelujah. Loli.
Yeah, our music was like the holy grail of music in East Africa. Right now, Tanzanians are running the house. Yeah.
Does it mean that Kenyans are not consuming their own
No,
music?
it doesn't mean they're not consuming. Just that we may not be competitive enough.
Competitive in terms of songwriting, production?
Just everything. You know, it's a broad spectrum.
Or is it like, that time yet to pay?
I mean, you see the way the Wasafi guys have branded themselves. I mean, it's a force to reckon with. So we need to challenge that. We need, you know, to take our, you know, our game to almost that point. Yeah.
Award-giving events.
Yeah.
What's your take on that? Back in the day, we had Kisima, we had, which else?
There was Kisima, there was...
Kora.
Yeah, Kora was Africa-wide.
Yeah, African-wide, yeah.
We had Chegolatinis. Yeah.
What's your take on awards? Do you think that there's some artists who usually work to just get an award? Or do you feel like just work and then later on maybe you'll get an award?
No, awards are a recognition of someone's effort and contribution to the industry. So if your material is worthy an award, I mean, by all means, you deserve it. It's just that we have to look at awards from a point of view of whereby we can create sustainable and respectable and credible awards. I mean, it's not an easy task, for sure, but it's not something that's not impossible. It's just that it's not as easy as it might look. Yeah.
You've been in the industry long enough to know who's your favorite Kenyan artist. I want to know. I know it's a tough one because you've worked with so many different people and they sound different, but who's your favorite Kenyan artist?
Honestly, there are several. I can't choose one because having worked with a myriad of them, I mean, they're all talented in their different ways. They all have their own unique vibes. So every artist that I work with, it's a certain vibe, it's a certain direction. But I mean, there are definitely those that stand out either in terms of entertainment value or in terms of creativity value. So yeah, there are several. Honestly, I really can't have a favorite.
What's your prospective view on the Kenyan industry? Like in the next 5 years, do you think you're going to be bigger than what we are, or we're going to dip a little bit more?
We can't dip because we're always growing. It's a young industry, so dip and go where?
Nice. And there's new artists that you're working with. Talk to us about Decimal Kidogo right before we play a song by Brian Nadra, who's one of the artists you're working with.
Yeah, so the new generation of artists.
New generation, true.
Yeah, so we've been working with Brian, Concordi, Jack Rooster, and Bonai for the last 2 years.
I know Jack Rooster and he's really good.
Yeah, we have an album coming out December 10th. It's a decimeter. It's a compilation of the content we've been creating for the last 1 year. And yeah, it's the next crop of artists. You know, it helps every time because even when you look at how I've been doing music, I always work with guys who are just about to pop into the market. For me, that's the time whereby you can be more innovative, you can be more creative, and you can try out different ideas because the challenge of working with established artists is that there's already a mold that you have to adhere to. And you can't really experiment that much. Yeah, so I always prefer working with new artists and then grow them to a certain point and then pick another crop of artists and then grow with them.
How's it been working with Nadra?
It's fantastic. I mean, he's a very good vocalist and equally talented songwriter, and he's a good entertainer. So let's see where we can take him.
Musioka, thank you very much for creating time to be here with us.
Karibu sana.
Najua tutapatana very soon. God bless. And of course, I want you to take a look at Brian Nadra's music video as created by the man himself, Musioka. If you're out there, tafadhali, don't touch that dial. We'll meet on the other side of this conversation. And of course, Magic Mike is in the building just waiting kidogo so that we get also the view on the other side of the music. Sasa, lakini mnafahamu jua kitu moja, kuna one song you made, Weka Weka. Who did you make it for? And who laid the vocals?
The song initially was for Burna Boy, but then schedule conflicts when he was doing a production locally, and it didn't happen as we had planned. So we ended up just working with the Boys P unit.
Hapo sawa. Even though tunaweka weka hii